Yo, Still Mills, what's the deal, man? Yo, I'm heading to the movies, man. I'm about to go see this, check out this movie, The Amateur, bro. I want to, oh man, what did I think when I went to go see it? Was it, uh, Den of Thieves? I saw the previews to this movie. I think it was even before that. The concept of it is dope, man. It just caught my interest. Everybody ain't got the gall to sit there and shoot a nigga, noodle a nigga, stab a nigga. Sometimes it's like, yo, man, I can't stomach the gore, but if I can find a way to, dispose of you at a reasonable distance, that would soothe my senses a whole hell of a lot better, man. So I dig the concept of that. I dig the concept of that. Like I'm mad that I'm rushing now and it's Sunday. Shit, man. It feel like it feel like I literally just got off of work, bro. This 2 days to recover off a 5-day work week is stupid. America, y'all gonna have to do better than this, man. I think it's Switzerland or somewhere where they do 4-day work weeks and 3-day weekends, man. That is the logical thing to do. God damn, bro. Fuck whoever said, yo, man, 5 days and 2 days off, man. Use a cold bitch for that. But peep game, man, let's get into this shit, man. And we gotta talk about Amantis Stanionis versus Jaron Boots Ennis, man. That was a damn good victory, and he looked damn good winning. He did that shit in emphatic fashion. And I don't want anybody to denigrate Amantis Stanionis off of this loss, because Amantis Stanionis is a good, that's a good fighter right there, man. He's good in he's good, he's good in that dimension that he's good in, man. He's a good pressure fighter. It's just Boots proved to be better. Boots proved to be better, man. And we all know the fight that we want to see. So listen, I'm gonna need the Normans to do their due diligence, man. Y'all aren't the no more beating around the bush. No more beating around the bush. Let's get that fight underway. And if Boots can't go, if he can't go undisputed, he can be unified, and that would I feel like that's an official introduction to the pound for pound list if he can deal with Brian Norman Jr., man. But as far as the fight is concerned, man, I said that Amantis Stanionis will find success when Boots plants his feet. I thought it would go a lot longer than what it did. It only went half of the fight, literally. It did. I thought it would go a lot longer than what it did. It ended up being a lot shorter than than what I predicted. I thought Amantis was, I thought he's durable. Yeah, definitely, man. He's durable. But Boots is a dude who broke down fucking Roman Villa. Roman Villa is not no little guy. So that dude is huge for the division. But I thought that Amantis would be able to, get to the 12th round or whatever the case may be. But he didn't. He didn't. But when Boots did plant his feet, as I stated, that's when he found his success at. That's where he started, that's where he started really doing good work at, man. And I'm gonna be real, man. Like, just Boots is a real good fighter. I should not, and it's nitpicking, it's nitpicking. But as I stated before, man, those little gaps in your game matter the more you start stepping up in competition. And it's boxing. People are gonna get hit. You can't get away from that, man. People are gonna get hit. People are gonna get dropped. It happens. It's the sport of boxing. But I'm looking at Amantis Stanionis land the jab consistently whenever he wanted to open up. Now, he wasn't throwing a multitude of combinations. He threw, I want to say, one significant combination in the 5th round, I want to say. And it was enough to win him the round had Boots not came back and threw a significant combination of his own. Amantis Stanionis was doing real good. He was really, he had, a real good jab, real good backhand, and it was landing consistently. But it just wasn't enough, man. He was landing the cleaner work, if we being real. He was landing the cleaner work. He was just getting outworked. So that one punch that he's landing is being, doubled and tripled. You dig? Boots is, he's just keeping him off balance. I thought that, I'm sure he thought that he was a lot more durable than he was. He was, yo, man, it's gonna be a gunslinging match, and I'm like, Boots ain't gonna fight this dude like that. he's not, Boots is a boxer puncher. He's gonna, he's gonna use his feet. Why am I gonna sit here and stand in front of you when I have the attributes that you don't have that can completely offset what you do have? Even though I'm good in the realm that you're best at, I'm good in that area as well. But I have these other. You're gonna have to force me to plant my feet if that's what you want me to do. If that's how you want me to fight. So he wasn't able to do that, man. He was spinning them the entirety of the fight, man. Stabbing downstairs with, to the body with the jab, doubling up on the jab. He was really timing the uppercut real well, man. He was doing really good work in there. Boots looks, he looked sharp in there. He looked fast on his feet. That was a really good performance, man. But I just can't get past the fact of how much this dude is getting clipped. And it's not like, it worries me because it's like, bro, as you step up, it like Brian Norman Jr. is going to be a motherfucker to deal with, and Boots is going to be a motherfucker to deal with in front of Brian Norman Jr. as well. But, I don't know. I just feel like Brian Norman is a lot more defensively responsible in the pocket. He's a lot more defensively responsible in the pocket, man. I'm looking at Boots, man. This Philly shell shit has to go, bro, or just stop using it as much, man. The flashy shit. I just need you to get your hands up, bro. I really need you to get your hands up, man, because Amanta should not have been landing on you as often as he landed on you with the style of fight that you was fighting. I'm looking at clean jabs clipping you on the right in the forehead, right on the nose, right on the eye. I'm looking at backhands clip you right in the. I'm like, what is going on? Now it wasn't to the point where it was just like, yo, this, just this dude is. How do I want to say this? It was consistent enough to where it was, it's alarming. And granted, this is a championship fight. And as you step up, everybody ain't going to be able to look how Bud looked in front of Spence. That's just not going to happen all the time. Everybody ain't going to be able to look the way that Canelo looked in front of Callum. Everybody ain't going to be able to look the way that Monster looked in front of Fulton. Everybody ain't going to have them type of dominant performance like that in front of another champion. But the thing is, with those fighters, they proven to be significant, even as champions, significantly beneath the fighters that they was in front of. I don't think Brian Norman is significantly beneath Boots. I don't think so. I think that's about a 50-50 fight right there. I think that's a 50-50 fight, man. I it will behoove them not to really, to not really tighten up on that defense, man, because, Stanionis landed enough to where that was a cause for concern. As great as Boots looked last night, man, as great as his lateral movement was, his shifting, his pivoting, just the punch placement, the punch selection, the counter punching, the jab was there, man. The uppercut was really there. God damn, what are y'all doing, man? The uppercut is what really caught my attention because, how he was slinging it. He was slinging the uppercut real well, man. Every time he dipped, he'd meet him with the uppercut, and it landed a few times. It landed more than a few times. It landed enough to us like, yo, man, he's timing it. And if I had the fight progressed, I figured that would have been the shot to get rid of Amantis. So Boots looked spectacular last night, man. But yo, man, that defense, people are gonna get hit. Brian Norman got hit in front of Giovanni Santillán or whatever, man. But it wasn't as damaging because when you're competent, and I'm not saying Boots isn't competent in the pocket. When you're competent enough and responsible enough in the pocket, you're gonna get hit, yeah, man. But not gonna wear that man's work on your face as you're not gonna wear that man's work on your face. You dig what I'm saying? Because you're rolling a shot, you're catching the shot, you dig. So you're not getting hit with the full brunt of the punch because you know how to defend against that shot. Your guard is up, your guard is tight. Throw the uppercut, your guard is compact enough to where it's not splitting the guard and it's sending your head back on some Mortal Kombat shit. I just really want that man to work that. I really want him to work that defense, man. Because we've been saying this shit since really the David Avanesyan fight. This is like, bro, you are getting hit a lot, more so than somebody of your caliber should be getting hit. Now, as I stated, and I'm gonna say it again, Amantes Stanionis is a championship fighter. He's a championship fighter. That was a unification bout. But I do think Amantes is, a step beneath Boots, and he should not have been able to hit that dude as much as he hit him. That flush to the point. Boots had, he swelled up under the eye and everything. I'm like, man, come on, champ. You're gonna get hit. I want to reiterate that you're gonna get hit. It's the sport of boxing. That shit happens, man. You can't get away from that. You're gonna get dropped by somebody that you're not supposed to get dropped by. That happens. That happens. But when that shit does happen, we have to speak on it so y'all can go and iron that shit out. Because you should not be getting hit like that. You should not be getting jabbed like that because your hands are so low. Your chin shouldn't be that high in the air. It's easier for me to say this because I'm not a professional fighter. But I'm not the only one that's echoing this sentiment. There's a multitude of people who are saying this, my man. You got to work that defense. You have to. It's a difference. Like when you take Virgil Ortiz for example. Virgil Ortiz gets hit a lot, but he's a pressure fighter. So when you're a pressure fighter, you're gonna take those shots. So whatever that happens because the objective of a pressure fighter is to close the distance. Boots is a finesse fighter. Boots is a boxer puncher. So if Boots doesn't have to sit there and bang out with you, he's not gonna do that, as we saw last night. So it's a difference. It's a difference. But nonetheless, that dude looked really, really, really sharp last night, man. I thought that was a damn good performance. And I'm looking to the next fight, man. And I really hope we get him versus Brian Norman Jr. because that is the fight that we need. That is the fight that we need. That is definitely the fight that we need, man. Let's make that happen, man. Let's make that happen. There's still one or two good fights for him left in the division, but I don't think he's going to stick around for that long. Y'all would still like to see him in front of Speedy Rashidi because of the style clash. And he's proven to be, that's proven to be a bit of a headache for him in front of other, oh shit, that's proven to be a big, a headache for him, in front of certain opposition. And that opposition isn't nearly as good as a Speedy Rashidi Ellis, being, Chukatsian. So there's still some big fights for him, but I think the smoke for him is really waiting for him at 154 pounds, and I think he can do good up there personally. But we got to get on that defense, youngin. Please do, man. Please get that shit right. But nonetheless, damn good win. That was a spectacular performance, spectacular win. You are unified now, so we on the bigger and better things. And I'm looking forward to it, man. That's all I got to say, but I'm about to go catch this movie. I'll get with y'all later, yo. Y'all stay righteous. Deuces.